Hi, if you're new here, I'm Kaniti, and if you're already watching my One Piece Chill channel, welcome back. Today we are going to read chapter number 1102 of One Piece. So, of course, spoiler alert if you're not up to date with manga. Let's see what this chapter has. Let's go. 102. Oh, there's cover for Jump. Oh, it looks Christmassy. It looks really cute with Luffy in the center. They have also kind of Christmas theme going on today with my earrings. And we have a very pretty cover page. Cover request by Tashika Zoo. I think Zoo. Bonnie not waiting to stuff her face at a meal with a pack of wolves who carefully built up a huge stash of hot dogs. Okay, so they actually making the hot dogs. This is like a conveyor type of thing. So they are in the process of making, but Bonnie is just taking the ones that are already produced, that are already completed, and eating them right away. And they are upset. Well, the one that noticed it is upset. The other ones are carefully building it up, very concentrated. And they are out of buns already, I think, because this basket is empty. This is actually really cute. I like it a lot. I like how the wolves all have like different emotions and seems like different personalities here. I think that's really adorable. And Bonnie, of course, is very cute, and she's having some milk with it as well. And a chapter, go into the serious stuff now. The chapter is called The Life of Kuma. Okay. Okay, I think like the whole flashback was the life of Kuma, but now we are getting also kind of the life of Bonnie, the girl who keeps pushing forward. Okay, emotional, motivational as always, right? No doubt about it, Bonnie. Kumachi is here. Quit calling me by my name. I'm the captain, ain't I? Okay, captain then. It looks like there are marines here too, though. All right, men. The Bonnie pirates have arrived. Yeah, and she's in her like style that is her image that we were used to. We've got orders to bring them in immediately. They say the last city they attacked was packed with injured seniors and even little children. They are the worst type of scum. So the Marines are saying that the Bonnie pirates are the worst type of scum, and the last city they attacked was packed with injured seniors and even little children. I bet that's also kind of like misinformation, because I think Bonnie wouldn't attack just regular innocent civilians. So some lies are spread about her, just like they were spread about Kuma. But she easily overpowers these two marines and just pushes forward, like the words here saying the girl who keeps pushing forward. Okay, that's nice page. A big guy. Yeah, I've seen him. He was on the outskirts of town. Okay, she's looking for Kuma. I can't see you, Bonnie, he's thinking to himself, noticing her search and hiding away from her, I think. Please understand, it's hard to believe you became a pirate of all things, but you mustn't chase after me. And he just uses his power to disappear from there. Where the hell did he go? We've already been dubbed pirates. We may as well keep searching, even if it takes a while, right, Captain? If we're gonna take it slow, then I wanna look for Nika too, Bonnie's. Oh, Bonnie is saying, imagine Daddy's face when I tell him I found Nika at so-and-so island. Don't you think he would be thrilled? This is actually like so adorable, the whole situation, because you recognize the people on her ship are the people that were present in her life as a child on her kind of home island, let's say. Well, she grew up here, so let's call it a home island, right? And they were always around her. They were, I don't know, you can call it even like a family, as a kind of found family as well, because they were always here, always helping to kind of take care of her. They were playing with her, and now she's their captain, even though she's actually a kid, but they all care for her so much, so they go along with it. They go with her because they want her to find her dad, and they want her to kind of reach her dreams dreams. And I don't know, this just makes it so sweet. Meanwhile, in the East Blue, Straw Hat Luffy, 30 million, that's a million, right? Berry. Like when they don't spell it out with words, I'm pretty bad at. Oh, there's also Soap here showing the poster. Wait, I didn't notice you right away. That's so cool. He's so excited, and that's just like that's his first bounty, right? He says, "All right, I got a bounty." Yeah, I think so. That's 30 million. Meanwhile, in the East Blue, having crushed the vicious fishman of the Arlong pirates, Straw Hat Luffy has stepped into the spotlight. So, like for people like me who are bad with dates, and it's hard for me to kind of put them in parallel, or this showing here. Okay, so this is happening right about the time that we finished our Arlong Park arc. So when we finished Arlong Park, that's when, like, even when we were in Arlong Park, I think, right? Bonnie already set on her journey, and here she is already dubbed a pirate. She has already kind of attacked some places in search of Kuma, and so by this time Luffy gets his first bounty. You're going to Locktown. What for? Okay, now we see not only revolutionaries, we see everyone all over the place. So here Dragon and Sabo are talking, and no particular reason who's in charge there. Yeah, again showing us a bit of the timeline. The Dragon here is going to Locktown. No particular reason, really? Okay, that would be Captain Smoker who is in charge there. Yeah, and we all remember that moment when Smoker did kind of overpower Luffy and Dragon saved him. So here he is like, I have to go check if Luffy's gonna be alright there. I have like a bad premonition. Jinbei, guess whose kid brother is on this bounty poster? A brat like this took down Arlong. That's right, he's my kid brother. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. And Kuma is also looking at the, I don't know, at the bounties, at the newspapers. What a curious twist of fate, Dragon, to think your boy would become a pirate. Yeah. Here are our ironclad rules of piracy. Bonnie is pitching to her crew. Plunder whatever you want from bad guys. See, like that, there are rules from bad guys. Rob them blind and don't help a soul unless they really need it. Okay, so help only those who really need it. Not a soul! Rob them blind! I kind of like it how she's saying, like, plunder whatever you want, but from bad guys. But when they are repeating after her, this is just becomes rob them blind. And this don't help us all like the same way. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly how you put on lipstick. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair way to put on lipstick. I'm saying as a person who doesn't use lipstick, I think it looks fine. I don't know if he's laughing. I don't know if he's been sarcastic here or not. I think usually you cover like all of your lip in lipstick, but she has it in little dots. But I think that's also kind of fair way to do it. Anyways, I'm sorry, that's kind of getting too much into details. The idea here is that she is getting that classic look that we are used to. She's getting that makeup. Great, I'm totally grown up now. She didn't do that. I also put this on. And so she's showing her jewelry, her piercing, right? Daddy might not even recognize me without something on my cheek. So that's what it's for. It's not like an homage to the illness that she had and she was cured from. It's kind of, so she has something here, some jewelry, as her dad called it a jewelry, right? Before, when trying to kind of cheer her up about it. And so she thinks, okay, maybe when I'm in my grown-up form, it will be hard for my dad to recognize me. So I'll put this little piece of jewelry so it would be easier for him to recognize me. I don't know, this is too much sweetness. Next, I just gotta make a name for myself that will get his attention. Okay, great plans, to be honest. Great plans. And yeah, her group is here having fun, drinking. That's pretty cool. She isn't drinking here. don't know. I think we saw. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm like, some people would be like, "Huh, but she's actually a kid, but here she's a grown up." And I think someone pointed out that there were some like fan service shots with grown up Bonnie, but then we learned that she's actually a kid, so it's kind of like lolicon, so to say, in a way. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of gray area maybe. And so if she's drinking alcohol, people might also think some way about it. I'm just, well, in terms of alcohol, I think personally, if it's in little amounts, it's okay, because okay, I'm sorry, maybe scroll a bit forward, but yeah, if someone is thinking about it, like when I was small and my parents, if they were drinking wine and I was curious about it, and they would be like, just okay, you can try it. When I grew up, I didn't have that insane interest in alcohol because I already tried it. I knew how it is, so I didn't have problems that I wanted to try it, and I went and drank a lot of it like some other teenagers and like young adults who just got away from their parents. So I don't think it's bad for kids to like drink a little bit of alcohol. It's just my opinion. Anyway, in any case, I'm sorry for a little rant here. I'm just thinking in perspective, like all this time Bonnie was, what was she, like 12, 13? Wait, she was cured by the time she was 10. Well, in any case, somewhere around this, as I said, I'm bad with numbers. Egghead, New Road. This is unsettling. Kuma is looking at his copies. You think so? Yeah, I think it would be kind of unsettling. Their progression is going as smoothly as your own modifications. Never mind that, though. Did you hear the news? Apparently, some rookies declared war on the world government. Oh, wait, so are we in Angus lobby right now? That's when we showed the flag, and that was kind of declaring a war. So it's a bit of flash forward now from the end of Arlong Park. So we already went through Alabasta. I'm just trying to kind of put it all in my head. And Vegapunk is shocked here. What? Dragon has a son? So he just told Vegapunk about this? Okay. If I'm going to let you study all my memories, there's no point trying to hide it. Okay, so he told Vegapunk because Vegapunk is going to see his memories anyway, and Kuma has that knowledge that Luffy is Dragon's son. A man with rubber power standing up to the government. What a quirk of fate. He sounds just like my idol Nika. That's Kuma obviously saying. Yeah, because I noted before, he knows the powers that Nika should have, and he saw how Luffy was training and what powers Luffy has. So, yeah, he obviously made that parallel. Pepe, that's true. Okay, and now we are in Frillaberg. Okay, Grand Line. The government has given me special orders to wipe you all out, Kuma is saying. That's when he kinda, met them in Frillaberg, and then that's when we saw him, I think for the first time, right? With his book. And I was like, yeah, that was kind of part of his look, but here he is without a book. And then he sent Perona away, and then late on Sabaody, he sent everyone away. So here in Frillaberg, they're talking. That said, I'm sure they would be satisfied if I only brought them Straw Hat Luffy's head. Hand him over and I'll spare your lives. Go to hell! What a shame. Ursus shock. Luffy's the man who will become the king of the pirates, Zoro is saying here. If you that's that moment with him taking his pain. If you truly mean to take his place, you must be willing to bear all his pain and suffering yourself. This much damage might be enough to even knock me out. Yeah, that was a cool moment. This is just like snippets of it. They kind of we saw that before, just from a different angle, so to say, and more focused on our perspective. But I think here it's kind of a bit more focused on Kuma's perspective, but it's like, yeah, that's events we already saw. He has exceptional friends. Kuma is saying to himself, just as I would expect of your son, dragon. Yeah, I think he's just talking to himself here, not to dragon directly. But the idea here is, I think, yeah, they showed us this little snippet, this kind of flashback for us, so to say, to show how Kuma saw the Straw Hat crew, and that moment, obviously, both of these moments, when he's saying, give me your captain and I will spare your lives, and they show that they are actually like a family, you know, they stand up for each other, they're not going to give any one of them out, any one of them away, right? And then also Zoro shows that he, as the kind of the right hand of the captain, is willing to put kind of himself on the line, to put himself forward to protect the person that he believes into and who will become a king of the pirates. I'm getting emotional suddenly. And so Kuma sees all of it, and these are the moments that are underlined, because that gives him that thought. He has exceptional friends here. And so later we go near Sabaody archipelago, so we're kind of nearing the time skip part, right? We also had the time skip, so she is right now, right, about 13. I think the flashback was 13 years ago when she was, I'm sorry, I forgot like her exact age, 12, 13 or something, but I don't think that's like super important. We are calling in all 7 warlords of the sea. If you refuse to come, you will be forfeiting your title. Quite the statement. What's the occasion? The flag bearer of the new era, Portgas the Ace, his public execution date has been set. This will mean war with the Whitebeard pirates. War with the Whitebeard? Kuma is thinking to himself, and then he's saying, I will be sure to arrive before the execution date. Yeah, that's kind of where it all comes to the head. To head, that's how they say it, right? And we actually met Bonnie for the first time on Sabaody archipelago. Yeah, I think the Sabaody archipelago was the time when we kind of actually met all the other guys from the worst generation, and there was interaction between Bonnie and Zoro. Where's my food? I'm fasting away here. Pizza, bring me more. No, that's actually a really cool frame with Bonnie where she's eating pizza and meat simultaneously. Yeah, and that's kind of how I remember first seeing her eating a bunch of food, and I thought she's really cool. I remember, Captain, the Navy will take notice if you keep causing a scene, her team is telling her, and Kuma is actually watching her from the window. Why his head is so huge here compared to these 2 old dudes? This is well, I know he is big, we know it, but it just seems to be too much of a difference, like he's a giant. I don't know. This is the last time I'll see your face. Become a truly indomitable pirate boy. Yeah, because like his time is nearing, but it's cute kind of that again she got her freedom, and he gets to watch her a little bit from afar, seeing how she's enjoying her freedom and eating pizza and being a cool pirate, you know. That pirate just hit a celestial dragon. Yeah, they will send a warship from Navy headquarters, HQ. That's the human shop. That's such a horrible name also. Human shop. Holy shit. Someone attacked a celestial dragon. Who would dare do that? The whole world knows that's taboo, and we are so close to Navy HQ too. It's practically suicide, he's thinking to himself. That's actually like a really cool moment. Yes, with Charles was his name, right? I'm bad with remembering names of characters that I don't like. Stem again, the Straw Hat Pirates. He did it to protect the fisherman. Straw Hat Luffy, yeah. That was, I don't know, it's kind of, how to say, we are reminded from a bit of a different angle of one of the actually like coolest moments in One Piece. I think that punch was pretty memorable, and like before that with Zora taking Luffy's pain is one of the like coolest moments that usually on top. And that's, and before that also like Luffy getting his first bounty. I know this is kind of the highlights, right? But it's also showing Kuma um how, I don't know, how deserving of his respect and admiration Luffy and his crew is. No one has done anything this world for hundreds and hundreds of years, and maybe it's also helping to deepen the connection in his mind between Luffy and Nika. He's watching him with kind of similar powers doing some crazy things, going against the set of rules that the government has for this world, you know, paving this new path like Nika would do, right? It's treason. Oh, this is so cool. I'm seeing everyone here. Mush, that's a soap. Yes. Dragon Eva-chan, I hope you can forgive me. And yeah, we go to that exact moment, right? Stop, PX1. What? Another one? Zora? I didn't mean to desert you without a word. That's when everyone was disappearing, and at that moment, like, we as readers, we didn't know what is going on. Like, are they dead now? Like, what? At least I can leave my own quiet mark on the world. For Bonnie and this young boy, their future will be the only legacy I leave behind. And that's Luffy, of course, seeing all of this. I remember that was also like such a powerful moment. I couldn't save any of them. Yeah, I remember Nami was the last to disappear, actually, I think. And he said just Nami, I think, and she disappeared. And then he was like, fuck, I'm too weak, I couldn't save any of them. Yeah. And Kuma, and so here we have this Kuma's perspective after he was so impressed in a few instances, right, by the Straw Hat Pirates, knowing that Luffy is Dragon's son, knowing that he had these abilities similar to Nika's. Now he's thinking to himself, you've got it wrong, I'm just showing you the level you have to be in the new world. You and your friends just aren't ready, don't go there yet. And yeah, and he sent them to the places where they can grow and become stronger, right? Don't go there yet. After all, you will someday save the world. Yeah, that's exactly like his thoughts are Luffy is Nika. He is going to save the world. He is going to do it. So he's putting his hopes in Luffy, and that was just beautiful. I like this, how we got to see some of these events a bit from like the Kuma's perspective and his thoughts and everything. That was pretty cool. Okay, install a self-destruct mechanism. Are you really that terrified of Kuma? Oh, so their self-destruct mechanism, is it only in Kuma himself? I think not in the copies, right? In the pacifistas. Don't complain. Isn't his terrifying status as a human weapon you're doing? But you five already have the highest priority in the command hierarchy. And if he were to somehow go rogue when not in our presence, how would anyone else stop him? Okay, so I think they're talking about like pacifistas as well, because they are highest in command as pacifista, but they also kind of can go rogue when the elders are not present. And so now we are being shown that there's also like a distraction mechanism, but is there like also distraction mechanism, I assume, in Kuma himself? And is that like he just like is going crazy? He went to the red line, he went up there, climbing it, and into back to Marijoa, where we just like fucking saved him from. Last time we saw him there, he was kind of wrecking havoc here, and it was, I think, still unclear like why is he doing this, what is his motivation. Could this be like self-destruction process? I'm not sure. I think self-destruction should be like easier, like explosion and that's it. I don't know. Do not answer. I'm not interested in the opinions of a scientists for hire. you fucker. Then in exchange for me doing that, let me keep just a touch of his ego intact. I've invented a circuit for the brain that allows one to switch between two states of consciousness, akin to a split personality. If you allow me to test it, I've given the order. Vegapunk, erase his individuality completely. Make sure no trace of him remains. You won't be forgiven if you don't. Remember, I too am a man of science. Any attempts to deceive me will fail. It's like, yeah, if you try to do something different, I will notice it. But if we do that, Kuma won't get to reunite with Bonnie at all. Yeah, I don't think it was in the plans for the elders, unfortunately, right? It's good to know how you feel, Vegapunk. What, I didn't think you'd be able to overhear. Okay, so Kuma even like overheard this conversation. Weren't you the one who gave me superhuman hearing? Okay, yeah, he was close enough. Alright then, today is the day we erase your sense of your sense of individuality. Kuma, it's only been 2 years, but it was fun. Yeah, I suppose it was. And that's maybe like what the chapter is also called the life of Kuma, because essentially his life is coming to an end because his sense of individuality is actually being erased. So it's impossible to get it back. There is still a possibility that Vegapunk did something, but he said that it's impossible. When we met him, he said that it's impossible to Bonnie. It's looking like your first assignment will be a battle with the Whitebeard pirates. I've been asked to prepare a battalion of your clone soldiers for that too. Once that's over and done with, there's something I'd like you to program me to do, Kuma is asking. Protect the ship of the Straw Hat Pirates, yeah, I remember that, just until one of them returns. I'd like to be a stubborn guardian for their home, since I won't be able to witness their continued growth. Again, like we know, we see his motivation for this, because he was so impressed and inspired by them, and because he believes in Luffy. What kind of future are you dreaming up for that boy? Vegapunk is asking. His actions have really moved me, Kuma is saying. I know Nika is meant to be a legend, but it would be great if there really was a warrior out there, putting smiles on faces, using the rhyme of liberation. The rhyme I taught Bonnie. And if there is a hero out there that will change these seas one day, and we are shown Luffy's bounty here as well, I believe it will be him. Yeah. A revolutionary, placing their hopes on a pirate, eh? You are backing quite the dark horse. That unorthodox thinking is proof of your humanity. Alright, before we begin, remember to push out those memories for my research. A promise is a promise after all. Yeah, and we are shown like the paw being created. Well, we already assumed that the paw held all his memories. It's just a little confirmation. Does this effectively erase your memories? No, think of it as a copy. It will disappear when it's touched though. Okay. So Bonnie touched it and she got all these memories and saw them, and then it disappeared, so it was kind of one-time use, as I understand. Do not fret, I've designed a system that will allow me to take pics without touching it, Vegapunk is saying. Place it in there. Okay, it's just... But she did touch it, right? Okay, maybe I'll have to go back. Okay, it's just another procedure. I have to be clinical about this. I'm a scientist after all. So this is my life, Kuma is saying. I wonder how many people have been harmed or troubled by my actions. Yeah, and he's saying this is my life. His life is ending. Troubled. Living is nothing without trouble, wouldn't you say? Yeah, and we are getting some memories here, like what we saw already in his flashback, but small snippets, his parents, him meeting everyone, and seeing also, and Bonnie here calling him daddy, everything, and it's also... the moments of him running in different stages of his life. I can cure her. I'm so grateful. Thank goodness. As him like running through his life, so to say, right? Oh, poor Vegapunk is crying here because that's like a goodbye for them. They have become friends through like this a few years, right? And now he is essentially killing him, right? Your life hasn't caused anyone harm or trouble, but your death will pain everyone who loves you. Listen well, Kuma. You were a hero too. Not only for Pony, but for everyone you've ever met. Thank you, Kuma is saying. There's just one last thing, Vegapunk. Yeah, I know. I can say how grateful I am. And he's smiling, actually. Thank you for saving Bonnie's life. If you see her again, could you tell her something for me? Wait, and yeah, so Vegapunk is here crying, and this is also part of Kuma's memories still, maybe, even though he already created a paw, maybe Bonnie saw that too. And in any case, I think she saw, yeah, that Vegapunk wasn't the one who made this decision, right? He was ordered to, and Kuma agreed to it, right? And here we see that moment. This is the place where that paw was, and Bonnie here crying. So that's her after she saw all these memories, I think, and the paw has disappeared because she touched it. Yes, and she's crying here. This is the last pen. Okay, I can get through this. Give me a second. So could you tell her something for me? Please wish her. Fuck. Shit. Please wish her a happy 10th birthday. Yeah, 10th birthday. She was cured, like he promised, like by her 10th birthday, right? And then we skipped like a few years. She's like 12 or 13 now, and she's crying here. His daughter is the only thing in his heart. Fuck. Oh, that was. Yeah, I know, like the flashbacks in One Piece, they're always super sad, to be honest. I feel like each flashback in One Piece is devastating, but holy shit, Kuma's story is so sad. It's just sad. Yeah, there's a break next week as well. I'm just like barely talking. I hope you can understand me. But and this is a great panel here as well, showing Bonnie's feelings and her crying. And this is just, yeah, though there's not much to be said. We kinda knew most of the events already, but we saw them through the different lens, and I think also like the emotions of everyone were shown so perfectly in this chapter. And I don't think I'm like in a condition to say anything right now, so I'll just say I think it was a fantastic chapter. And it seems to be the finale, the end of Kuma's flashback, and with all this, kind of, I think many people, maybe as me, have always had hope that Kuma can be brought back and saved. And I think that like a twist could still happen, but with the way it was set up, and we got like his life story and him kind of saying goodbye to his life, and all of this, it makes me think that probably he cannot be brought back. And I also thought about like self-destruction, and how Vegapunk told that this is completely impossible to bring back actual Kuma, like his personality, his identity. So it makes me think that it really is impossible. It's not going to happen, and Bonnie isn't going to ever reunite with her dad, which is of course, yeah, but I think it also showed us how Kuma saw the future in Luffy, and saw Nika in Luffy, and now we have this arc with Bonnie, and her also seeing all of this, and I assume kind of all of his thoughts maybe as well. Maybe she will also see Nika and Luffy and kind of be an ally in our quest further, and then we will actually see kind of the dawn of a new world that our Luffy will be able to bring, hopefully. Of course, I'm hoping for a good ending. Okay, I think I think that is it for today. So please share your thoughts, of course, as well as your favorite moment in the comment. Maybe some of your theories based on everything that we saw. And do you think, like, Ken Kuma himself, like his identity, his personality, can it be brought back, or do you think that this flashback and everything kind of showed us that this is it, that's then this is impossible and he is essentially dead? Like, what is your opinion on this? And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the chapter and my reaction, but as I said, it would be it for today, so thank you for watching and see ya.